Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. It is episode 150. Big celebration over here. Now, the penny is no longer in production, but with question of the week, we'll give you our 2 cents.
Well, really 3 cents.
Also, Steph Curry is shoeless, and Miles has a bone to pick with the Big Ten.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots.
Where are we at in society that this is really the NFL MVP race right now? This is bullcrap.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome into this Friday, episode 150 of Sports Idiot Nation, the Sincast that comes to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I remember making a joke almost a year ago, like, 17 episodes in, they said we'd never make it this far. And here we are at episode 150. I'm joined by the 2 partners in crime that we are always fighting crime with, T.I. and Miles Behind Enemy Lines. Congratulations, boys. Episode 150. How we feeling? I want to start by asking you guys, what are some of your favorite shows? I'll drop a Turtles Idiot Nation on you. That episode where we just talked about the Ninja Turtles and like how they T.I. knows a lot more about it than I do, but as far as the origin and just all that and the action figures and the movies and talking through that. So if you haven't seen that episode, check that one out. T.I., what were some of your favorites?
Oh man, they're all, they all have a soft spot in my heart.
They're all your babies.
Because, yeah, all
149 Dalmatians.
All 149 of them. No, I like the one we did with Jeff from the NES page. I think that was a good episode.
It was a banger.
Yep.
I also like having my pal Edward on to talk about this Rarity documentary because, let's be real.
That was
like,
cool too.
At that time, it already had over combined on the platforms 25 million watches. So there's no telling where it's at this point, So those are cool episodes. And plus, I have such a fascination and love for retro video games. So both of those I think were great. What about you, Miles?
So I have a trinity that sticks out in my mind. And starting with the number 3, our 3rd episode, when I really thought we had something going, was the superheroes episode. And that episode completely tanked because somehow it got released before episode 2. And our lighting was trash. Our audio was even worse. And yet the content was just bonerific. And it got like 30 views over 3 months. That one I thought was going to like peak out at a couple thousand views. Didn't happen. There's still opportunity for that to happen. So you're watching this one, go back to episode 3. Then the first time we had our guest, Adriana, the Giants girl, episode 7. That was the first one that really took off. And there are so many one-liners in that. Yeah, absolute banger with all the one-liners in that. And then my all-time favorite still to this day was with a one Austin Huff. I believe between that and Johnny Dell, which is also a top 10 episode of all time, I believe our most watched episode ever was with a one Austin Huff, somewhere episode 17-ish in there. So really, some of the originals, the OGs, score within my at least top 3, if not top 5. But that is my holy trinity of sinful episodes to date.
Episode 17, you did nail it. That's Austin Huff. Episode 3 does have 40 views. 40.
Hold on. I don't mean to just stop us here, but Adam, what's up with these red headphones you got going on here, man? You trying to break against us here on episode 150? Thought we were all wearing the Five
Christmas.
Below whites.
He's feeling the Christmas spirit right now with the green shirt and red headphones.
Oh, yeah. No, that's interesting you bring that up. So here's what happened, boys. As you know, it is Friday morning, and in a couple hours, I actually go live with, we talked about Johnny Dell, and these are my 49er goggles that I throw on. And I'll be honest, I left my white ones at the office, and I wasn't going to go all the way back home this morning and grab them. So I was like, okay, maybe they won't notice.
Oh, I notice. I
Good
notice.
2 minutes
Yeah.
in, 2 minutes in,
Are they still
make a
the
big
Five
deal.
Below specials though? Are they the Five Below specials, or are they?
If you notice, they are the exact same of what you guys are wearing, just in the Bang Bang Niner Gang, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gotcha.
that's what they say on the
$15 plus
box.
cord. He went red
Yeah.
skin over white skin.
Yeah, well, it's better than a
I
foreskin.
was about to say better than a foreskin. Better than a foreskin.
Yes, but I get the credit because I said it first.
All
So,
right. Well, you carry on. I just had to make note of your red
no, that
headphones there.
is that is daily affirmations with Tommy Callahan from Callahan Auto Parts.
Yeah, we don't like hearing the name Callahan around these parts. So
I'm gonna I'm gonna drop a few numbers on you. Episode 37 was the head on down to South Park. Also a classic. Just anytime to talk
as
about
is tradition.
yes, like just all the different phrases that we use sometimes, the FO of the world and things like that. It's episode 37. It's almost like if you get our inside jokes on stuff on this program, it is from watching all these previous episodes from months and months ago, and it's just funny to talk through.
I had a friend of mine once tell me, he said he doesn't watch South Park regularly like we do, but he enjoyed it. He just didn't watch it religiously like me. But he would always say, "I swear to God, anytime somebody's talking to you, one of the first thing that comes out of your mouth is there's a South Park episode about that." And it's and it's like I've found a lot of people are like they say their love language is memes. I feel like my love language is South Park episodes. I'm like I can relate to you, tell you stories to any conversation in the world and relate it to that episode of South Park. So definitely a good episode there.
Basically, what we've done is the first year of this whole thing, we did an episode that was about live content, right? So whatever was happening right then and there, you're going to get our takes on it. We're going to try and make it as hilarious as possible. And then another episode in the week would be something that could be talked about maybe in either January or July, right? It could be from different sports movies or superheroes, as Miles mentioned. And then year 2, we kind of said, let's step it up a notch and let's keep that episode that will now be known as Wednesdays. Wednesday episodes will be kind of in that format where you might get a little bit of anything, and it's not necessarily about recently what has just happened, but Monday and Fridays are those shows. So today being Friday, we're going to talk about the rest of the show will be about the New York Jets. So I hope you're ready.
Buckle up.
Just kidding.
Put the green on.
Just kidding. I'm actually going to transition into a question of the week. It is that time. So
this is your question of the week.
Okay, so question of the week. As you know, the penny for your thoughts is not going to be made anymore. That doesn't even make like human sense. Well,
I see what you did there.
No, I really was. I wasn't trying.
You should have said, doesn't even make sense.
That's
what you should have said. Doesn't even make sense.
Make sense. Not even a single one.
How much did it cost to ruin Ja Rule's career? 50 cents.
We'll just do it over.
Anyway, but they are not making the penny. They never should have made it. When did we need a penny? I guess when milk was 3 cents, that I guess you needed the penny. But now,
whenever you needed something to save and earn at the same time, penny saved is a penny earned.
Penny earned, yeah. So they're not doing it anymore.
For all the phrases.
Yeah, let's get them all the way.
Tree fitting.
So the question is, what is something that they need to bring back? Because in 10 years, I think we're all going to be like, oh, I wish we had the penny still. So I will start by saying, I think the thing that we should bring back is the actual play area at McDonald's and bring back birthdays at McDonald's, because my 6th birthday was at no other place than a McDonald's in San Jose, California. And it was the time of my life. And I did have all the fries. I was on the thing, where it just went back and forth. And it didn't really move as much as what you wanted it to, because it was just metal and just staying there. and I don't know if it was like a Grimace I was on or it didn't look like anything. It was like
it was a fry guy. It was a fry guy.
yeah, it was something that I feel like it was supposed to go to like a carnival, but it was the rejects. So they're like, we'll just send them to McDonald's. Those kids are there for the food in the playground anyway, and they'll just sit on anything. Like, here I am. Okay. Like
I had many a birthdays at McDonald's as well. So
dude,
nice
it was the thing, right?
Yeah.
It was the thing to do.
That, and also it's nice to know that you grew up a poor as well, just like me. So, you know.
Absolutely. I was born a gypsy, so yes, Poe.
No, I actually had this conversation with my son one day 2 years ago when he was trying to plan his
You're at
birthday,
McDonald's?
and I was like, well, I mean, no, he was just talking about what are you going to do for your birthday, and he was asking, you know, what are some of the birthdays we had and everything. I told him back in my day, we always went to McDonald's for my birthday, like 3 or 4 years in a row. He looked at me
like,
so confused.
what?
He was like,
But there's nothing to do there. You just sit there and eat, and then that's it. Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, you had McDonald's had the haunted playground at Halloween. They would put all the weird, you know, black sheeting black plastic up, and you know, it was a big deal. McDonald's was a big deal. So that's a good call, man. It's a good call.
Yeah. Bring that back. And it had hepatitis. I don't know if it was A, B, and C. I feel like it was one. There was definitely 2 of the hepatitis there on the balls.
I
You know,
think
the
it
ball
was
pit and
hepatitis Mickey D is what it was. Hepatitis Mickey D. I don't think
Mickey
it
D
was.
minus. Mickey D minus, I believe.
So
Yeah.
I know that was before Miles's time. So Miles, what do you have for us?
So I'm going to bundle 3 into 1, and it will all make sense here in a minute.
Oh, the Holy
So
Trinity coming at you.
Yeah, we're doing the threesomes here and there everywhere tonight. So I remember as a young teen, prepubescent child, where I'd be in my basement and around midnight Eastern Daylight Savings Time or Standard Time, whatever you reckon, you'd get the Comedy Central Secret Stash on. Whatever movie you
There
can
was like
James
cussing.
Silent Bob.
There was, but it was the
unedited.
Yeah.
The unedited version. But then during commercial time, you get the blurred out titties, you know, with the little Girls Gone Wild commercials. So that's 2 of that. And then once the movie's over, come like 1:30, 2 o'clock, you fall asleep. But then an hour or so later, because you forget to turn the TV off,
Yeah,
you
come
get this
to.
blinding light, like you know that meme where the guy's like going like that, and this music going, "Hey, return to innocence." These ads for a deluxe package of your favorite chill music for $29.99 and sail away, sail away, sail away.
Yes,
So
dude. Wow.
from 12 a.m. to like 3:30 a.m., like a total roller coaster
Yeah.
ride. Just get your brain pumped
Those
to
are
set
great.
you up for social media, essentially. But it was, you know, pre-cell phone era, and you still thought you were getting away with stuff, but then you get blasted in the face with random music, and then you end up like accidentally, you know, you're not drunk because you're just a kid, but like you're not really totally cognitive and you're a little groggy, and you end up calling an 800 number, and then a couple days later, what the hell, why is this CD at our front door? And of course that took 2 to 3 weeks because Amazon doesn't exist yet, or at least not in the way we see it. And then, you know, you're listening to was it Lauren McElroy, what's her name, the sail away lady? I don't know, I can't even remember her name, but you guys know because she's your age.
Kiddos. Google it, kiddos.
Yeah.
Yeah, those commercials were great,
whatever.
man.
Laura McLaughlin or something like that.
Sarah McLaughlin.
Sarah, whatever. Lauren, some super white girl name.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't think
know.
she's some. It was like
Yeah.
Enya. It was like Enya and Sarah McLaughlin and Jewel. Jewel might be on there.
Yeah.
You know, good stuff like that. You know, the kind of stuff like I say, Sheryl Crow. All your favorite hits from the dentist office is like what I like to say. You know,
Well said. A
but
couple
I,
elevator music songs, but definitely.
yeah, I
dentist,
remember
yes.
those commercials. Those are great. There are ones where it'd be like a guy and a girl, and it's like they're in a fake bar setting, and they're like, I just can't get enough of the 90s music. So that's why I got totally 90s. And it's like, you know, bunch of just, some Adam's favorite hits, like Collective Soul and stuff like that, on there.
Yeah.
Nota bene.
Yeah. But yeah, those are great, I always wondered what type of person bought those CDs. I was always like, you probably own all these songs already if you're buying this CD.
Right.
So why are you buying this CD? But and here we are now in the world, in the days of Spotify and streaming, where it's like you can make all your totally 90s hits and all that. But those are some
Now, here's the thing. As long as you didn't allow a Joe Francis DVD or VHS showing up on your front porch, then you'd really stay out of the crosshairs of your parents' hearing.
What a story with Joe Francis. He got sued. I think he's still getting sued even right now.
I'm sure he is.
Like, there's 50-year-old women who their grandkids are finding out and they're suing Joe Francis. Like, well, that was a different time, dear. Like, they have to have those conversations. It's all bad. Man. So what are you bringing back then, T.I.? Did you say?
Oh, man. Miles just went with the knockout punch there. He went with 3. So I'm going to have to name a couple as well, because I can't just pick one. But first and foremost, video rental stores. Not even Blockbuster. I'm talking to mom and pops.
The Couch Pharmacy.
The Xanadu.
Miles knows.
I'm talking about the video
place. Miles, do not act. He is not acting like he doesn't know.
Yeah,
he knows Couch Pharmacy.
I'm talking about the Xanadus and the video place. That's what we had. That's what we had locally. We had the Xanadu. Love the Xanadu.
89 cents, 49 cents was the grocery store that had
Blockbuster came back. Adam, this is my turn to talk. If you want to tell your stories, you should have picked video rentals, okay? But I'm talking about video rentals. But yeah, even Blockbuster, like I'll let them even come back if they want, because there is nothing more satisfying than going to the grocery store with your mom on a Friday night and being like, hey, we're going to pick up pizza, and then we're going to go over to the video store. We're going to rent some movies. Pizza. Again, I don't think we had Jack's where I was at, but we got pizza. We did.
Well, what do they have in Nashville, Miles? You got to help me out.
Jack's. I don't know what Jack's is.
No,
Miles does.
In the freezer, a Red Baron. We do have Jack's. Yeah, you just put in. You have the Inn Diners pizza. Anything you pick up from Kroger or Walmart in the freezer section.
Yeah, that would be fine.
We did Jack's in Nashville. Come on,
Jack's was the actual brand, though. I'm saying, what was the brand that you bought, T.I.?
Well, it just depends. If we're doing like the store bought stuff, we would always do if you're back in the day, all we had was really Kroger. We didn't have Publix and all this, so it was Cost Cutter, baby. It was just a Kroger brand, whatever, man.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
You know how Walmart has like Big K, and stuff like that. So we had
right.
Kroger
now.
The same people that made it for Kroger, it was called Cost Cutter. Had the little scissors on the price tag. Okay. But yeah, we would just get
Jack's
the cheap shit all the time.
Yeah, but Jack's was cheaper.
This is like $4.99 pizza.
But we would also do like Little Caesars came about when we were young, and Little Caesars would
buy
do
one get one.
Yeah, so we would do that.
Stepping out of the frozen section.
It's just, Little Caesars was always cheap. It's still cheap. You can go in there and get a hot and ready pizza for $5, and man, I'll put it up against most pizzas that you're spending $15 on.
And I'll
Domino's
put the crazy bread up too.
Pizza Hut,
the crazy bread.
But we also had a place in town called what was it called? Pizza Inn. It was called Pizza Inn, and it was really good too.
Yeah, so that's what I was trying to get at. Pizza Inn. That was the name.
And you go into Friday, then you go into Blockbuster, and you're like, okay, can rent you can rent 2 movies, or you can rent a movie and a game, and so I'd always rent a Nintendo game and a movie. Oftentimes I rented Maximum Overdrive. But yeah, those days are never coming back, so I'm not going to reminisce too hard on it. But one thing I would like to bring back, because this is how I got my CD collection built up when I was younger, is Columbia House music. Getting 12 CDs for a penny. And luckily my mom
can't do pennies anymore.
My mom and dad, divorced when I was young. Two Christmases, as Ricky Bobby's kids say.
Bring it back.
So when my mom remarried, I would get the Columbia House stuff in the mail in 2 names, and I was like, oh, this is fantastic. So I would double it up, and I don't know about you guys, but I never once paid the penny. I never once paid anything for any of the CDs. And that's another thing. I wonder how in the hell did that business ever even work? Because nobody paid for them. Like, what kind of bozo is actually paying for that? So I'd love to bring that back. Be like, oh man, get a bunch of movies. Scheme. Yeah. So, and then for the trifecta, man, AOL chat rooms, man. AOL chat rooms were so much fun, dude. That. They were so much fun, man.
Media era.
Get all your buddies on there. You get in there and start trolling people, messing with people. We would have these apps, these little punter apps that you could put in, and you could like kick people out of rooms. We would just mess with people. I mean, and you're downloading games and stuff. I remember we downloaded Wolfenstein 3D, played it for the first time, on dial up. Man, just miss those days, man. Everything was real simple, but advanced enough to where we felt like we were in the future. But when you look back now, it's so primitive and so just peaceful, easy living. Like, I just would love to go back to those times. I don't know about you guys, man. Sometimes after 15 minutes after I wake up, I'm just like stressed out. There's just too many options, too much shit going on, too many notifications.
MySpace. I wake up MySpace and it'll be all right.
Between the Titans page, other pages, man, I wake up, look at my phone. It's like 2,000 notifications, like and I'm like, fuck, it is 7:15 in the morning, like I don't need this right now.
Oh, now there's an idea. You should make a mock Titans Idiot Nation page for MySpace. Like, what would it look like if we had Tom sitting next to the blackboard, but it's TI
glitter fonts. Glitter fonts. Oh, actually, I did an avatar once, which it's on my regular Facebook. It's Tom, but I replaced Tom's face with me, and oh man, I had people dying when I posted up.
Hey, bring it back in the spirit of this episode. Bring it back,
I haven't thought about that guy in forever. He was everybody's top friend. He's everybody's top friend. But glitter fonts. I'd bring back glitter fonts for sure if I had a MySpace page. Glitter fonts where it was at. A little animated spinning GIF with some glitter fonts.
My top 8. Yeah.
MySpace was ahead of its time because it's like it made you alert to put the rest of your friends on notice. It's like, bro, I'm not in your top 8.
You effing up. Yeah.
How'd you put Jimmy in your top 8? Y'all aren't even friends this year. Remember when he punched you in the face? Oh man,
And who the hell is Jimmy anyway?
Jimmy's got a driver's license, man. So I mean, he's been taking me around. Got to give him some love in my top 8.
That's supposed to be a girl, but okay, whatever. If you swing that way, that's your thing.
Sure to swing my way. That's another blast from the past. It's probably on one of those CDs.
I will just say to T, I got to say one more thing. We us guys, we just got to have these threesomes more often because our shit fucks. Let's just be honest.
That's a good one-liner.
I'm not really into fucking shit, but I guess if you guys are doing it, I guess I will.
Be warm like apple pie, I guess.
Yeah, but those are what I bring back, man. Video rental stores, Columbia House Music, and AOL chat rooms, man. Good times.
Those are pretty solid. I thought mine was solid, but you guys crushed it.
Yeah. What's up, male or female?
Age, sex,
location. Yeah.
First thing you'd ask.
Beats Battlestar Galactica.
ASL is wild. You are wild. This is getting out of hand.
Wild and crazy guys.
Just question of the week. What should we bring back? Oh, you ask us two guys that question. You thought it was going to be a little mundane.
Yeah, I thought this was a 2-minute segment. Yeah. Mom, finish with my
wrong
segment.
Again early.
Yeah. All right. I want to shift to basketball because it's been a few weeks. We haven't talked about it too much. A little bit of college basketball, but I want to start in the NBA because it's starting to get fun to where some of the biggest stars are starting to show out. And not last night, but the night before, you had Steph Curry go for like 46, and this is maybe breaking news on the Sincast if you did not pay attention over the last 12 to 24 hours. He is now a shoe free agent, and to me, this is big because I always thought of Steph Curry as the with his shoe that was like as Jordan is to Air Jordan or Nike. You know what I mean? Like, so now that Steph Curry can actually maybe sign with Nike, or I hope he doesn't do like New Balance. We got now, like that Shohei Ohtani commercial that they keep showing is so terrible. So I hope he doesn't go to New Balance, but I don't think Reebok is Reebok even alive other than Allen Iverson. I don't know if anyone does Reebok, but I
I
just don't.
prefer
I mean,
Starberry.
oh
Starberry
man,
is a little better.
in
Yeah,
China
Starberry
those are
is
big, right?
Bring it back. In the spirit.
But
yeah. Honorable mention
yeah, so
Starberries. Bring those back.
and bring
Yeah,
back and ones.
yeah. You were talking about that. Talking about Steph dumping 46. He actually tonight. There's another rematch of that game on Prime. Actually, it's Spurs Warriors late game.
So the Prime basketball. Have you guys caught some of the shows with Dirk? And I thought Udonis Haslam was still playing. I didn't know he was finally done. Actually, I thought he had like a lifetime contract where
They
him
wheel
and
him
Juwan
out.
Howard.
They wheel him out for like the last 15 games of every season because they need to win a
Just,
couple. And then if they make the playoffs, they bring him in off the bench. It's written in his contract.
wild.
I have watched some. It's
It's kind of
okay.
cool. It's
Yeah,
different. It
it's not
truly is
bad.
different.
It's not bad.
Steve
Blake
Nash shooting threes, like I mean, it's kind of fun. Blake
Blake
Griffin is
Griffin's
funny,
yeah,
dude. He's funny.
He's all right. He's all right. He's his outfit. He needs some help with his outfits. Bro is wearing some John Travolta Saturday Night Fever stuff on around Halloween.
Is that
and
part of the
like,
shtick? It's hard to tell. Yeah,
I don't know, man. I just think maybe he's got a stylist for the show because I mean he's more of a jean t-shirt kind of dude.
Yeah.
So they're just picking out some outfits for him. But I'm just kind of like, bro, that ain't you. But yeah, Dirk's good. I like Dirk. Yeah, it's good. It's cool. I think the Prime Sports do a good job, man. I like Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. I think they do good on Thursday nights. I like the after show. I think they're fine. They're not too annoying. I think they work well together. Ryan Fitzpatrick is always good. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of all in on the Prime Sports outside of the
yeah.
WNBA.
I have no beef with Prime to be honest, but we were talking about the Golden State Warriors and the Spurs. So I don't know if you guys caught this too. So Stephon Castle, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and Victor Wembanyama, 31 points. Victor Icaramba, 31 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists, and they lost. So you had two players get triple doubles and they lost because literally, I know Jimmy did drop in like 28, Jimmy Butler. The Butler did it. But Steph Curry literally won that game when you drop 46 and you're 37 years old. Like that is wild. And like I said, being a shoe free agent, the fact that he still has one more lucrative shoe deal in him. Like
Sure.
it's just crazy to me.
One thing I thought was cool about that game, I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Warriors fan. It's in my contract as a Grizzlies fan. I'm supposed to hate them. I respect Steph Curry. I think he's amazing, best shooter to ever play the game. But I'm just not. I don't go all in on Steph like a lot of people do. I know you do. Of course you do. I would if I was a Warriors fan as well. But what I do like about it is I've said time and time again is how he changed the game so much to where you got Joel Embiid out there shooting threes. Like everybody thought they could shoot threes now. And Steve Kerr was like, hey, if we just chuck up 25 more threes than the other team and at least make half of them, we're going to win majority of our games. And so like Steph Curry changed the game, for the younger generation. And now Wemby is totally changing the game as well. And I feel like it's almost like, not so fast. This old man's going to show you how it's done. I'm not going to pass the torch just yet to you, right? Wemby, So it'd be interesting to see what goes down tonight. If the Warriors are able to do it again, then that'll be interesting. But something tells me Wemby is going to be up for the challenge because I feel like he's got egg on his face. Because like you said, man, both of them throw in triple doubles and lose.
Draymond was locking him up too. I mean, I know he still had 31-15, but like there was 5 or 6 times where he literally bodied him and made him fade away and he missed. And it's like, dude, that's Draymond doing Draymond things. Like you can hate him. I get it. I would hate him if he didn't play for my favorite team. I absolutely would. I have no reason to like that guy. Literally.
He's on the naughty list.
He's
on the naughty list
dude.
again. I don't know if you seen the Dick's commercial, but he's on the naughty list again. Santa told him maybe next year.
Who else? So Joker was it 55? I mean, these guys are, and his no look passes to Aaron Gordon, and
Mm-hmm.
like, just you just watch it and you're like, I shouldn't be in awe because it's been happening for season after season now. But yet, when Joker plays, I can't watch anyone else on the floor, even if he doesn't have the ball. It's getting to be like that because I want to see what he does. It doesn't make any sense for a guy who looks like Greg Ostertag. It doesn't make any sense. How come Greg Ostertag couldn't do this? Like, people are Googling Greg Ostertag now. He played with Karl Malone and John Stockton for the kids at home.
That's wild. We had
Just-
Bryant Reeves on, and now we've had Greg Ostertag on as a
But
guest.
tell me I'm wrong.
Pretty
Oh,
awesome.
wait. I'm not wrong. I mean, Joker should not be able to do the things that he does. And somewhere, Greg Ostertag is feeling like, oh, maybe I wasn't as good as I thought because he's got the same body. And here's
Well,
Joker doing all this.
He monster walked, so he could actually ball out. So like, Greg Ostertag he should be sitting back and be like, I created this. I was the predecessor for this. I don't think it's all that bad.
So I want to get with Miles.
Joker's like a combination between, like, if you gave Charles Barkley like John Stockton's passing ability. You know, I mean, it's just he should not be.
Yeah,
He should not have court vision like he does. You're right.
No, like behind not only like the no look, but the stretch passes from one post, he's on the right side in the post, and a flamethrower pass to the corner with traffic, and he does it so fast and right on point, it goes right to the shooter. It's like, hold on. You shouldn't be able to do that. That's not a thing where you're barely looking at the guy and you fire it so hard right to his shot pocket from the opposite side. Like, first of all, how'd you know he was over there? Second, the double team is coming. How do you get that thread it through? It just doesn't make any sense. It's annoying that he's that good with that body type, because I'm like, what? That's not fair. You should be ripped. You should look like Giannis out there. And Giannis can't do those things. And Giannis is I believe Giannis is the leading scorer in the NBA right now. So he's not slouching this year, but he's just not doing those things. He's just, well, first of all, with Giannis, if you get 6 steps, yeah, you're going to see that clip where they slow it down. And even the commentators are like, well, that's about 5 or 6 steps. He's like, he took 1 dribble, the gather step, he took 2 steps, and then the gather. You're like, yikes. So I want to shift to college and ask Miles. We talked about some of the older players. Peja Stojakovic, that dude was an assassin when the Sacramento Kings were rolling. Those teams were definitely fun to watch because they almost beat the Lakers, and people to this day still say like rigged or whatever. Every player on the Kings say that it was rigged, even coaching staff. But have you seen the clip of Peja's son for Illinois? Have you guys seen this? He's blocking jump shots. Dude.
How stupid is his dad? Because it's not like he's one of these foreign kids that you shipped in and he like went through a yellow book of college basketball teams and it's like, oh, Illinois, at Chicago, I'll go there. No, your dad played in the NBA for forever and you still end up going to Illinois. What a waste. And then this bull crap of beating Texas Tech by 4 at home. Yeah, it's a good win. And if you want to argue Illinois, well, they're a top 10 team, that's fine. But now people are going everywhere saying that, oh, he's the early Naismith and Illinois might be the best team in the country. It's absolutely
no, I'm not
asinine.
saying that.
He had one great, I know you're not, I'm saying folks, these freaking folks out here are saying that. So it's a cool story, but people are already overreacting to it and it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure he's going to be a mighty fine basketball player this year for the Fighting Illini, but we got to relax on this whole thing. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be a future NBA player like his dad, cool and all, but he's not going to lead Illinois to the Final Four this year. They're going to find a way to come down to planet Earth. But it's cool to see a dude that got screwed out of an NBA Finals have a kid come back and maybe unearth his story a little bit. Yeah, it's cool. And it might bring more attention to the whole betting scandal, because I think at the end of this, it might end up being more about his dad than him, because I don't think he's going to recreate time and time again what he did the other night. It, I, I'm not sold. I'm not sold. It's fine. If I'm wrong about this, I don't give a damn. And sure, I'm biased. That's whatever. I think there's more overreaction to this than what actually happened against Texas Tech the other night.
So I want to ask you guys about Purdue and Alabama, but Ti, what do you think about Paige's son out there?
I mean, yeah, you're right. He was an assassin in the NBA. Anytime you get to see a continuation of the lineage with the possibility of going to the NBA is cool. I know we see it in football, but it's not nearly as successful as it is, I think, in basketball. You see it more prevalent. We'll see some players make it to the NFL, and they're like, yeah, my dad played NFL, but, he was a lineman for 3 years, or he was a linebacker for 4 years. But, you don't get a lot of these. You got what? Arvydas Sabonis' son out there doing good, Stokovich, we've already talked about Pippen, so that's kind of cool. So, I mean, I haven't really tuned into a lot of college basketball this year, so I just saw a couple highlights. But, I mean, kid looks like he can ball, but how many times, again, have we seen college players, they give them their flowers too early, and then they go to the NBA and they just kind of crash and burn, whether they're son of a former player or not. I watched a video just recently on YouTube where it was like the surefire draft picks that just couldn't do anything in the NBA, and it happens more often than you think, so fun to watch. We'll see if it continues. Like Miles said, Illinois usually finds a way to screw it up. They'll screw up my bracket
one more
the
thing
Sweet
to that.
16,
Texas Tech was way overrated to start the year at 11. They're only rated that because of what they did last year. They lost a lot. Tech is not going to be anything what you'd expect them to be. Cool, you beat them. You beat them at home by 4 whole points. I think IU football would have beat Texas Tech basketball by at least 60 at home, but neither here nor there now. Cool. It's a cool win. Illinois ranked them in the top 10. It's in a few weeks. I don't think we're talking about this anymore.
So Ti talked about crashing and burning, and once you get to like the NBA, I think of Kaufman Wren. He had 19 and 15. Number 2 Purdue beat number 8 Alabama last night, and I feel like he's an Allen Henderson waiting to happen, where Allen Henderson was really good in college. I mean, you won't find if they do a doc on old IU basketball around that time frame, you'll get Gene Cady, you'll get all these people just talking about Allen Henderson until they're blue in the face. I get that. I watched a lot of IU basketball then because it was like the only thing on. But no one knows about him in the NBA. They like forget that he went to, I remember the Hawks. He just never materialized. And I'm curious if the college game is that different and you got to go to play with men and not just boys in college. And I'm scared for Kaufman Wren because I don't know if he's really that dude. Miles, you know a lot about basketball that's played in the state of Indiana. Purdue, this guy's been there for a while. Is this not a hot take? Is this going to be a take that I get roasted for? What do you think?
I think it's fair, but I think it's somewhere in the middle because I had similar, not that their game's necessarily the same, but I had similar feelings towards Trace Jackson Davis, that he would dominate on the college level. And I thought Trace Jackson Davis would do nothing for Golden State. Not that he's a star, but he is a very, very serviceable power forward for your boys.
He doesn't play enough. He doesn't
It's
really
fine,
play.
and that's fine. But
Yeah.
the fact that they thought he was going to be absolutely nothing, including myself, at the next level, I want to be cautious about that because the game continues to evolve, and the game is certainly not the same as when Allen Henderson went from the college level to the pro level. So there's a different element to it. I don't know him personally. None of us do, and that's fine. But how his mentality translates, because that's what does it for Jackson Davis when he's actually getting the minutes he does. It's not sure he has the athleticism, but he's mid mid-size for the league. It's his
that's my
work.
thing.
But it's his work ethic that gets him over the hump. And I knew that about him because I was closely enough connected to IU at the time. It's like, no, this kid actually has a chance because he's a freaking workhorse. He's got a motor. And that's the biggest thing
Like Trace
now
Jackson.
these days. Well, that's who I'm actually still talking about. And that is exactly what he has, is that opportunity to turn it on, that if he finds the right system, if he's taken late first round, if he gets a team that he doesn't have to produce immediately and he can come off the bench or even get some reps down G League, if you want to make him a two-way player for a season or two, he can do something. So as much as I want to rig on him right now for being a Boiler, we'll see. And he might break out this year. And Purdue, they've got a squad. I don't think they have enough to win a national championship. And Brandon Smith showed last night against Alabama. He's a two-face, flying SOB. He can go 0 for or 2 for 10 or 0 for whatever he did in the first half. And then in the second half, go 12 for 12 and drop 20 points in a single half. So the team's too inconsistent, and Braden Smith ain't who's going to make them go. It's obviously Kaufman, but Braden Smith ain't going to make it at the next level. But Kaufman, I don't know, man. I really want to say you're right, but I'm hesitant to because of his motor.
So Ti, do you see that Miles is a Purdue fan now, right? Is that what you're going to update your next status for Titans Idiot Nation?
I don't see that.
Okay, it sounds like he's like a Purdue fan now. All the nice things he had to say about the boy.
Yeah, he's just a fan of the round ball. He's just speaking honest about the round ball. You know, I think basketball is one of the sports that you can still root individually for players and not necessarily be a fan. I mean, growing up in the 90s, I loved, watching certain players. I mean, of course, like watching the Bulls, you hated the Knicks, but it's hard to hate like Patrick Ewing. It was hard to hate, Charles Barkley. I mean, obviously I love Charles Barkley being an Auburn fan, but, a lot of people were like, didn't like Charles Barkley or didn't like, the Sixers or the Suns or whoever. But, it was hard. Like even in those finals, those Bulls Suns finals, like, man, I was still like just watching Chuck just dominate, So, I mean, I think it's fine to be a fan of a player and still hate the team. I think that's perfectly acceptable. You can't really do that in football. I think it's like you can't you can respect Tom Brady and you can respect Peyton Manning, but the way that the divisions are drawn out, like you still have to hate those teams. That means which means you have to hate that quarterback. Yeah. So I think it's perfectly acceptable for Miles. Yeah, it's perfectly acceptable for Miles to speak highly of a player that's got some skills.
I didn't even speak that highly of him. I didn't tell him to unalive himself. I just said, let's wait and see. And then it's, wow, he really loves Purdue.
Yeah, because that's how much you usually would hate Purdue. That even that you did that was like,
hey,
oh my gosh.
I am on record saying I want Barry Odom's ass the hell out of Purdue because that dude can flat out coach football. He is no Signetti, but I really hope Oklahoma State hires him because in 4 to 5 to 16 years, Purdue football might actually win 4 to 5 games a year.
Yeah, look out. So it's been about 40 minutes and we haven't said the letters UCLA. So it's time to do that at least because number 5.
Let's move on.
Number 5 Arizona does play number 15 UCLA tonight. At games at UCLA. I am kind of excited to see both teams are 3-0. It is a young newborn season. I get it. But when you have top 25 play against each other, I do want to see what UCLA does. And then this is perfect segue to the foosball. So UCLA plays at the Ohio State. And I'm curious.
Yeah, Dad.
Like, what are we? So here's the question then. It's almost like another question of the week almost. 31.5. Can they cover? I'm going to go with yes, TI. What say you? What's your score prediction for the 3-6 Bruins taking on the 9-0 Buckeyes of Ohio State?
49-10 is the final score.
so we don't cover.
Definitely not
We
UCLA.
can't.
Definitely not UCLA. For those out there that might have been
Definitely not.
confused.
Definitely not. Definitely not
No.
covered. Definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah, I'm going to say
Definitely not
49 to
covered.
10. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Old Rain Man over there.
$5.
Got to get my underwear from Kmart. Get my underwear from Kmart.
$5. That's $5. All right, Miles, help me out.
This is 120 seconds our viewers will never get back. I'll go 55-0 just because we're talking about UCLA. They're going to get blanked.
I mean, we got a decent quarterback sometimes, even if if it's the second quarter out of the three others. Like, they could put up some points. I don't know. That defense is scary, I'll admit.
Captain Jack Sparrow out there.
Against what, Texas? Against Arch Manning in their first game? Yeah, who's Ohio State's defense really faced? Cool. Penn State's backup quarterback and Texas week 1. Okay, awesome. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you guys may have saw it floating around. They were talking about the strength of schedule for the top 10 teams, and I think like Ohio State's strength of schedule is like 44, compared to like the 4 SEC teams behind them are like 5 and 7 and 6,
And that's not even close to being true, but that's okay. Yeah, because Ole Miss and Texas A&M play Samford 2 out of the last 3 weeks, or 2 out of the 3 coming weeks. It's their strength of schedule is going to implode because they play all these FCS teams over the next week or two, if not the prior week. So, all right.
So I'm scanning through.
Goodbye to that.
We got, as far as the top 25, those are usually the most intriguing games. Talking college football, USC. This is like a nothing. Number 17 USC at home against number 21 Iowa. Their brand of football traveling to USC. It's still not that intriguing, other than it's 2 teams in the top 21 that are playing. But I'm like, ho hum about it.
Yeah.
But Miles, can you give us a reason why it actually could be intriguing for the Big Ten?
Considering that USC absolutely has a clear path to the Big Ten championship game, -1 hurdle, it absolutely matters. So USC wins this game at home, as they absolutely should. They have a very, very, very tough game at Autzen Stadium, and no one in the Big Ten wins at Autzen other than IU. That's been true for a quarter century now. And then their last game is against your UCLA team. USC absolutely can win those last three games. I don't think they'll win at Oregon, but it's possible. And then all that has to happen beyond that is Michigan once again beats Ohio State. And
Which
USC's
we joke about it, but like, hello, last year, right?
If it happened last year in the shoe, Michigan
it can happen in Michigan.
Absolutely a better team.
And they're better. Yeah.
USC 100% has a path to the Big Ten championship game. I'm not predicting it.
Wild.
But it's very plausible, because at that point, Oregon has 2 losses, and then you have 3 one-loss teams. Because
and USC would have beat that team.
If IU loses one of its last 2 games, we're going to cancel the season. We don't deserve to play football till next year, because we have Wisconsin at home, which was the worst team in the Big Ten until last week.
And
I still think they suck. And then Purdue on the road, who is the worst team in the Big Ten. We're not losing either of those games. So we're going to be in the Big Ten title game. And then the other ones, if Michigan finds a way to win again and USC wins out, then it's USC in the Big Ten championship game by virtue of beating Michigan and then Michigan beating Ohio State. The ranking doesn't come to effect because it's not all 3 beating each other, because Ohio State doesn't play USC. So it matters. And then the fact that the Big Ten has the audacity, well, really I should blame the networks, because the networks get the choice between Fox, CBS, and NBC/Peacock, all owned by the same company. They get to choose, and it rotates each week, the top 3 games in the conference. So CBS had the audacity, in cahoots with the Big Ten, to have Penn State at Michigan State as the 2:30 Central slot, 3:30 Eastern slot game on their network over Iowa at USC, which is now going to be on the Big Ten network. That is the dumbest decision I've ever heard, because you can't convince me that, well, Penn State and Michigan State, they're brand names. They're combined 6-12. There's no way that's better than an Iowa USC game.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't live in a world where USC makes it that far. That is so crushing to my spirit. But what keeps it alive is the fact that you get to be so happy over the idea that the Hoosiers by December 1st will be 12-0. That
Impossible.
What in the world is this
Yeah.
world that that's
Yeah,
unbelievable, man.
it's like a black woman playing Cinderella and she sang the song Impossible. That's how insane this is. Thank you, Brandy, for that one.
So, all right, Ti, I want to ask you about Alabama and Oklahoma, and then of course Georgia, Texas. Which one you want to go first, buddy?
Oh, let's talk about the cousin fuckers. Let's talk about Bama.
Do tell. All right, so you got number 11 Oklahoma at number 4 Alabama. Alabama is getting 5.5 points at home.
Yeah, I got Alabama next.
Miles, do you have Alabama? 8-1.
Bama's going to win at home because I still don't think either of those teams are that good, but Oklahoma is not a top 12 team. And going on the road at this point in the year where Bama is, well, they're kind of rolling, Bama's going to win by 17 plus.
So
Yep.
Oklahoma's done then.
Totally agree.
Was what we're saying. Oklahoma has
They've
done
been
so.
done
They
for a
already
couple
they've already
weeks.
cheated. They already cheated. They shouldn't even be in the conversation since they cheated. So
That's fair. I was waiting for that. All right, then Texas somehow at 7-2, somehow with the shakiness of the Manning boy. I don't know. They're at Georgia. They're at Georgia, getting
I don't
six and
think
a half
they.
points.
I don't think they get
Georgia's
that.
8-1.
They again Texas.
Georgia's ain't losing at home, are they?
They're in the conversation because Vanderbilt shit the bed in the first half. So I gotta Georgia's not losing at home. I gotta go with Georgia. I think Gunnar Stockton will probably do what he needs to do to win the game. Arch Manning is playing better football, but I think we all three can fully agree that kid is definitely going to have to come back for another season. So I'm taking Georgia as well. I'm taking both the red teams for this one. Bama and Georgia.
Yeah. All right. Before we shift to NFL, who has the bigger point spread? IU versus Wisconsin or Ohio State versus UCLA? Miles.
It's IU because we have a point to prove. It's Ohio State is just on cruise control. They don't care. They're the defending national champions
They're undefeated
with the name brand. It doesn't matter, undefeated or not. The Ohio State doesn't care. They're just going to coast, and that's been the point of a lot of this. The point spread between the two, it's indifferent. IU Sig wants to beat everyone by 490 points if he can. Ryan Day just wants to get out of there unscathed. So I still think Ohio State beats the bricks off y'all, but they turn it in mid second half or like mid third quarter, early second half.
On cruise,
whereas Sig will not.
IU wants to hurt your feelings. He wants to hurt your feelings. Right.
It won't be till the first drive, maybe even second drive of the fourth quarter that the younger brother comes in. It will get ugly in Bloomington,
Michigan
and it
State?
will stay ugly against Wisconsin.
No.
The younger brother of Mendoza.
Mendoza.
The younger
Mendoza.
Albueto Mendoza.
A little Michigan State humor
the
there.
The other Mendoza.
He missed. It's okay. Forgive him for that bad joke.
Yeah. So
now I do, Adam, let me one more thing though, because he brought it up about the red teams winning. There is a slim possibility that all 12 teams in the playoffs will have red in their color. As of right now, the entire top 7 all have red in their uniforms. And if USC, as we talked about earlier, sneaks in there and Oregon gets knocked out and Notre Dame gets knocked off this weekend, there is a path that all 12 teams are red, and that is worrisome. It's worrisome.
Let's all root for the Panthers this week because God forbid Notre Dame drops to 12.
Annoying. Yeah. Yeah. That was, yeah, Notre Dame has a easy path too, and they won't, I don't
What
think
else is
they
new?
will.
What else is
Yeah,
new
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
Notre
yeah,
Dame?
yeah.
They always
They
have an easy
don't,
path.
they don't have a
College
chance.
game day. Hey, we're not SEC bias. We're not going to an SEC game this week. Yeah, you're taking the Notre Dame road game. Okay, cool, cute. If it ain't SEC, it's Ohio State or Notre Dame. What's next?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, we went to a SEC, not an SEC game. We saw Cincinnati and Utah. Now you'd all just be forcing it.
Yeah. They just drew those names out of a hat. All right. What game we going to this week?
Salt Lake
So
City. Let's see the mountains.
I bet I can throw a ball over the mountains. All right, so
Okay,
let's
Rico.
shift over to
Coach should
night.
put me in. Would have won state.
Yeah, would have won state. Yeah, your Ti is like we could do a remake of the movie. Literally, Ti could be Uncle Rico, Uncle Ti.
Well, he needs Patrick W. Cutler.
I have a
with
video.
the throw.
I do have a video. It's from 2 years ago that I shot. It's my demo tape supposedly that I sent to the Titans. It's pretty funny.
I recall.
I think I might have seen that.
Yeah,
it was
unreleased. It was unreleased. It got leaked. It was my leaked audition for the Titans.
Good waste of 129 seconds, but yeah. Let's
It was
go
a lot longer than that, but
last night, Justin Fields threw for 116 yards, a whopping. The Jets are bad. The Patriots are good. That's our time on Thursday Night Football. So now
thanks for joining us.
Check in. This is Sports Idiot Nation. I want to check in with our fantasy teams because I have a bone to pick with the Philadelphia Eagles and their dumbness. So I'm up 10 going into Monday Night Football. I have A.J. Brown to go, and he has Devonta Smith to go, and I'm up 10. And it's like a nothing burger. I'm feeling good. And then in the second half, the game actually begins. And I mean that literally because it was 0-0 at halftime. I'm feeling pretty good. All of a sudden, Smith gets a touchdown. I look at the score. I'm down 2. I'm like, you can't be serious. And then I'm about to shut it off because it's 4th down. They're going to run it. The Eagles screwed me. And right before I hit power off on the TV, he's going to throw it to A.J. Brown. What in the world are you on 4th down where if you don't make it, the Packers now get it and only need a field goal to tie and only need like maybe 2 or 3 completions to get it? Why are you throwing and not just throwing for a first down? He's throwing it in the end zone to A.J. Brown. Now, if he catches it, I win my matchup. So I guess I'm not at all mad at that. But A.J. Brown's effort to catch the football, it's as if he knows I'm a Niner fan and hate the Eagles and said, I'm not letting this dude win his fantasy matchup. I ain't even going to try for the ball just to spite him.
A.J. Brown just hates him. He hates being on the Eagles right now. He hates it so much.
Yeah,
that game, talk about
life.
how boring
He hates
it was.
Me.
It was boring. I was locked in an absolute much needed win death battle of fantasy football. I have Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith. My opponent had A.J. Brown. Already had some gamemanship.
You crushed.
Well, no, I had to come from behind. I was down by like 12 points going into Monday night, and
but
I had
Jalen Hurts. Only got A.J. Brown, and you had Jalen Hurts and Devonta.
No. He had. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I'm telling a story here. I'm trying to tell the story.
I'm like excited for you. You won.
He had Brandon McManus and A.J. Brown, and he was up by 12. And so it doesn't really matter because, I'm sitting here watching. I'm like, God, man, if he throws one touchdown to A.J. Brown, like it cancels me out anyway because we're just going to be he's still going to be up by 12, And I'm watching this game. It's 0-0. Brandon McManus is out there like he's never kicked a football in his life. And I'm just like, oh, man, I got a chance. Like you said, it was 0-0. I just totally fell asleep. I woke up in my office. My head was down. My neck was hurting. I was like, what's going on? I looked up. The game was over. And I was like, oh, shit. And I look at my
was
phone.
Enya playing? Was Enya
And I
playing?
look, yeah, Enya was playing. It was like totally rocking 90s. I look on my phone and I'm like, oh shit, I won. I'm like, I won. And then I pull up my phone, I see the highlights, and I'm like, oh hell yeah,
Smith.
So even as emotionally invested I was that game, it was so boring. It still put me to sleep.
And you won your freaking matchup.
But I had some gamemanship. Oh, I have to tell you about this move I did. Okay, so you know how the Colts Falcons had the early game, right? So my opponent on Sunday, they were playing? Where were they at? Berlin, I think. I don't know where they were playing. They started at like 8:30 in the morning. So my opponent saw that I had the Colts defense, and he's like, oh, okay, he's got the Colts. I see him swapping out his defensive players. In this league, we start 2 defensive players. I see him dropping his defensive players, and what does he do? He picks up Nick Cross and whoever, the other Colts guy. He's like, oh, I've a little gamemanship here. That way if he gets a sack or that guy gets sacked, I'm going to double out points there. If it gets interception, whatever, I'm going to go ahead and cancel that out. Because the Colts defense are on like an unprecedented streak of like 10 straight games with a turnover or something. It's an NFL record. And so I saw that, and he's thinking, oh, it's too early, So at the very last minute, I dropped one of my no-name dudes and picked up the Jets defense against the Browns and switched it out. And what did the Jets defense do last week? Interception return for touchdown, punt return for the touchdown. All this that they ended up getting like 25 points, for the Browns against the Browns. So that's really why I won the game. It wasn't Devonta Smith and Jalen Hurts. It was because I had the ESPN there, the telepathy there to predict that was going to happen, So I just got really lucky, but it was a nice little gamemanship, I have to say, because I was just watching all that happen. And I'm like, okay, I see you picking up Colts players. Like, I'm not paying attention, and it's right. I mean, it was like 2 minutes for kickoff. I was like, bloop, bloop, place it. And Colts defense really didn't do much.
Now.
So,
the ESPN, not the SP, ESPN now.
That's right. ESPN.
That's pretty impressive.
But yeah, that was my nice little move there. So I ended up getting the win in my other 2 leagues. I'm on back-to-back wins in those weeks. So I'm sitting 5-5 in all 3 of my leagues, which is, not my usual. I'm usually over 500, but I've had so many injuries. I mean, in this league, I'm talking about I've already lost my 3rd and 4th round picks for the season. I already lost Bucky Irving, Mike Evans. I mean, both of them. I mean, hopefully Bucky Irvin comes back after the Bills game. I mean, or not the Bills game, whoever they're playing this week. But I don't know, man. He's already missed like 6 or 7 straight games. Todd Bowles is talking about how he needs to be able to take a shoulder hit. And I was expecting big things from that dude. So I've been struggling in that league, man. But we're all gridlocked at like 4-6 and 5-5. So everybody's still in the hunt. So
yeah. Miles, what about your teams?
Well, it sounds really reflective. So the one I care about most, work league, well, with the Nashville guys for work league, sitting at 5-5, and I have the most points in the league by like 150. That's how sick that is right now. I was 4-5 last week and still led the league by like over 100 points total as the number 1 scorer, and I had a losing record. Second, so we have 14-team league, second in my division out of 7. And I'm ahead of that guy who's ahead of me in the standings by like 250 points. So at this point, it's like, just throw us one of 2 things. Either throw us all in a pool where each week you give us like a points, like kind of like how they do in NASCAR or whatever the hell it is. Wherever you finish for the week against everyone, you get a certain amount of points. Or do this where the defense, whatever your defense scores, it takes away from the point total of the person you're facing head to head. One of the 2. Something's got to change, because this is just nonsense. I'm, again, kicking everyone's ass, and my record just sucks. And then also this week, I got Jonathan Taylor on the bench. So damn it. Damn it. I hate bye weeks.
The pony's
that's
not
reality.
playing.
It's part of it. No pony. Pony has been benched. I was going to say break his leg, but then it sounds like he's injured, and he's not. He's been canceled.
MVP.
Turn him into glue. Yeah. We're going to turn him into glue.
Yeah, Elmer's. Yep. Well said. The knee. Scrape out the knee and get some Elmer's.
What about this horse? He's weaving. Looks like he's out of his mind. He'll be crazy glue. All right, so we have Bucks, Bills. We have Seahawks, Rams, Chiefs, Broncos, and Lions, Eagles.
Loaded week.
So
Mhm.
not
It's
bad.
pretty
There
good.
are some absolute stinkers because the Titans are off their bye, so we have some stinkers of some games. But
I mean, don't
Bills,
forget
I
about
don't
that
know
Monday
what the Bills
Monday night matchup. I mean, Raiders versus Cowboys. It's a prime one. Don't forget about that one.
stinker. That's a stinker. So
Oh God, it's gross.
let's go now here's the Bills play at home. I, I know it may not matter completely, I get it, but do you give them the slight edge to get back on track? They are such a weird 6-3 team. As we know, the Patriots won last night. They are in cruise control of that division, which you talk about ahead of schedule. The ahead of schedule award for the NFL goes to the New England Patriots. There's not even any other candidates. It's they won it. But 6-3 Bucks, 6-3 Bills. Ti, is this the get right game for the Bills? I know we all like Baker, so what are we thinking here?
Well, Baker always has a chance to defy the odds. Everybody, doesn't matter what defense he goes up against. They're like, oh, well, he's probably going to struggle, and he still winds up, getting 2 or 3 touchdowns or whatever. But I did know by doing a little fantasy research that the Bills have not given up more than 16 fantasy points to a quarterback all season. So this is one of those games
Ladies are
where
impressed. You know that.
they are. This could be one of those games where Baker breaks that mold. But they just have their weapons are just few and far between. Doesn't mean that they can't keep producing, but I mean, we're looking at still no Godwin, no Bucky Irvin, Mike Evans is gone. Rashard White is, decent, but he is not a top 10 player like he was when, Brady was there. So I just don't know. I think the Bills are going to be angry. I think they're embarrassed. I think they waltzed into Miami thinking they were just going to cakewalk that one and then got punched in the mouth. I mean, I don't even think the Bills scored any points until like midway through the fourth in that game. So, maybe Sean McDermott can give him one of those 9/11 pep talks, about the hijackers and maybe get them motivated. But I want to say the Bucks are going to win the game because I'm on the Baker train, but something tells me that the Bills are going to take this one and get back on track.
So Ti mentioned some defensive stats. I got some for you, Miles. The Buffalo Bills defense is third in the NFL of passing yards allowed at 170. However, they are 30th in the league in giving up rushing their rushing defense. Rushing yards, they give up over 147 yards per game. So I'm going to actually go the opposite direction of Ti as far as, oh, it's Baker this and that. Now, I like Baker. I truly do. But I think it's going to be if the Bucks, because running the ball stays in Baker's hands and not in the MVP's hands. And so because it's so bad, there's no way that I'm the only person out there that knows that the Bills' run defense is that bad. I do think that the guys in Tampa Bay get paid to know these things. So I think they're kind of whispering to the running backs like, eat your Wheaties, boys. So I think it's going to be big rushing yards for Tampa. And because, again, it keeps the ball out of Josh Allen's hands. Miles, I assume you didn't know those stats because I'm awesome, right? You didn't pick up on that.
No, F you. I do know that because with sitting Jonathan Taylor this week, guess who's starting at running back for me this week? Yes, I do have a Tampa Bay running back going, Mr. White. He better eat this week. And yeah, I like the Wheaties,
Eat 'em.
You're giving
Bring
him
back
that
Wheaties.
recommendation. I hope that goes well for him. I recommend putting some bananas in that as well. Truth be told, though, this is the type of game where the Bills blow the bricks off someone, and you're like, what the hell was that, considering what they just did the week before?
And we would not be
But
surprised.
yeah, we're not surprised, but also let's not forget what the Bucks did last week. You lose at home to, well, the New England Patriots, who we've been discussing here and
But
there.
they're for real, though. That's not a bad loss.
Yeah,
It was
it's
a good game.
not a bad loss. Well, that proved the Pats were for real, because before that, I don't know. They had one other good win over who was it? Oh, the Buffalo Bills. So those are the two good wins for the Patriots, and
But
beyond
they
that,
lost to the
I don't
Raiders.
know, but it's
What?
that. But it's the NFL, so who knows?
Yeah. Any
Patriots
given
probably
Sunday.
make the playoffs and lose to the wild card team. Anyways, that doesn't matter. They beat both the Bills and Bucks. Bills win this week, and I think they win handsomely over Tampa.
All right.
We'll see you Monday when I'm wrong.
I too am starting Rashard White in one league, so I do want him to eat, and hopefully Sean Tucker doesn't vulture his ass of some scores. You know, little guy, little Sean Tucker guy. Oh, he really grinds my gears.
And he's a mother Tucker.
That's right.
So
He is.
we were talking about these vultures, and shout out to the sports memory because he was talking Kenneth Walker and the vulturing that happens there. And so let's go to I hate to talk about these teams. I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Seahawks, Rams. However, it is a juicy matchup. I will admit it. I really have no idea. I know this division very, very, very well. And I have to admit, I have no idea. Here's the only thing I know is Matthew Stafford, as I called a couple weeks ago, and he's still doing it. He is the MVP. And I just think that Sam over in Seattle has times where he still does see ghosts. And there's times where you can get him out of his element and he can sail a ball, you can pick it off, or it's 3rd and 4 and you really need a first down and he throws out the guy's feet or whatever. That Sam Darnold is still sometimes showing that he's not the guy. So the edge literally is just quarterback. And so I do think the Rams win. They are at home, but it doesn't matter because when you play the Rams, everyone visits LA because it's LA, and no one goes to the game if you're an LA fan. So the visiting teams always travel well, and the Rams always complain that they have to go silent count at home. It's just not a home field advantage, even though the game's in LA. I do have the Rams winning. They're favored by more than a field goal, which is crazy to me. That should tell you something, but I have the Rams. Miles, do you see it going a different way?
So I think the real ghosts we're going to be talking about after this game is the ghosts of Michigan State's wins pass over the last few years. And if the Seahawks are approaching this game correctly, they get in Kenneth Walker's head and they make fun of him for saying, well, your Sparty team is not only a joke this year, you don't have any wins anymore. Try to get him a little boiled up. Try to make him really earn this one. I think the Seahawks, how else are you going to do it? You just make fun of Sparty. That's really not that hard in general, but now you just got more ammo to get in your own guy's head, and I think he responds to it well. I think he pounds ground, he pounds turf, and he does in the best way possible. He picks up for any other lingering ghosts that Samuel Darnold would see out there. I think the Seahawks pull the upset this week, and that is a total 180 from what I said earlier. One of my worst takes of the year, saying the Seattle Seahawks would finish dead last in the AFC West.
NFC, but okay, cool.
NFC, whatever. Don't care.
Whatever it is, don't matter.
The Seahawks
one of the West
were begotten from the AFC West. The Seahawks, in my mind, they're still an AFC West team to me. When they wore the sexy jerseys, they brought sexy back with those unis. They were an AFC West team. I am not wrong.
Steve Largent.
You're wrong.
All right.
I'm not wrong. You're wrong. Mama
T.I.
said.
Who are you going with?
I'm going with Seattle. This is why I'm going with Seattle. I think they have the better defense, and since I think for the last 8 weeks or something, or 7 games, I think Matt Stafford has 20 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. This is going to be the best defense he's faced. I think he finally looks human. I think Puka still eats. Devontae looked like he got a little banged up. I don't know if he's still playing. I don't know if he's injured or
Yeah, an old man back. Oh, my back.
Yeah. So he could be he could be a decoy. He could be a decoy. He might be not.
Oh no, he's on my fantasy team, so no, don't say that.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He looked like he took a shot, man. And he ain't a spring chicken. So I just think that Seattle, and I don't follow that division like you, but I have Seattle as one of my defenses this year, and I've just been following them closely, and they've just been killing it. And I just think that this is the kind of game they get up for. Sam Darnold's going to do enough, even if Kenneth Walker gets vultured by Mr. Zach Chardonnay, even though that's not his name. I just call him Chardonnay. I think Seattle just does enough, and Jackson Smith, I mean, the enigma, as I like to call him, he is leading the league in receiving for a reason. So Seattle's for real, man. And I think the Rams, even being at home, are going to this game a little scared. I think they're not as confident with this game because they know that, like with your Niners, they knew your Niners were banged up. They knew they were missing starters. They knew that they had they smelled blood in the water. And once they got up on them, they still let the Niners get back in the game. So I just think Seattle takes it. I agree with Miles. I think Seattle gets this win. Matt Stafford comes back down to earth, and then we're going to be it's going to be a conversation between Drake May and Josh Allen for the MVP instead of Drake May and Matt Stafford, which it is right now. So they're saying they're 1A and 1B of the co MVP candidates right now, and I don't want to see any co MVP stuff. That stuff is always stupid.
No,
I remember that year that Peyton Manning and Brett Favre both won it. No, Steve McNair and Peyton Manning both won it. No, why couldn't you give the damn thing to Steve McNair that year? It's just stupid.
Racism, of course. Yes,
of course. That's what Titans fans are probably claiming. But
yeah, I couldn't win it outright. Couldn't win it outright. Wow.
Some Titans fans are racist. I was in the stands when they were complaining, wanting put Neil O'Donnell in, get Steve McNair out. Those same people now are like, Steve McNair is the greatest quarterback ever lived. Yeah, right, Bubba. You were calling for Neil O'Donnell's ass when I was sitting next to the stands.
They wear the We Ass jersey with the actual Titans logo on it. They have the knockoff brand with copyright infringement all over it.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Yahoo Sports, who has taken over this story, right, T.I.?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I was Austin Hall with Two-Tone Blue Nation text me yesterday morning and was like, bro, and I'm looking at this picture of Garrett and the other guy, and I'm like, what's going on here right now? What is this, Yahoo Sports? What? And I was like, holy shit. He was like, yeah, man,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah, Yahoo has 4.5 million followers. Yahoo Sports it has. So
I've heard of them.
Yeah,
and I've heard of them. Hey,
Yahoo chats were lit after AOL. By the way, Yahoo chats were lit.
Yeah. What does Thor say to Hulk? Hey, that's my friend from work,
Which, by the way, that was ad lib. That was someone on set just told him to say that.
Oh,
it wasn't in the script. It wasn't in the script hilarious. At all.
But so and then Yahoo, I shared it, of course, gave a shout out to Yahoo, and then Yahoo showed up on my page, giving me the handshake emoji. So kind of a big deal. That's definitely the biggest outlet that's ran with one of my things. Now, although they didn't credit me to it because they didn't know where it's coming from, they just saw A2C Sports talking about it. But they could have easily found one of these bozos with the We Ass shirt with the Titans logo, like Miles said. But the photo that they use is a photo that I took, so they either got it from Two-Tone's page or they got it from my page. But either way, I took the photo, Yahoo shared it, and they gave me the handshake emoji, and rest is history. We'll see if they accept my invite to follow my page. They haven't yet. They probably won't. But hey, man, can't win them all.
Yeah.
But
well, just remember us peasants when you make it all the way up there. But that is pretty cool to see, because we are definitely not taking any time to talk about the Titans, because we have to talk about Patty Mahomes, and they are favorites in Denver by the same spread at 3.5 points, which was the same spread the game we just talked about. I am in shock of a Chiefs team that has shown over and over that they are not it this year, and they're favored by more than a field goal at Denver, who is by no means world beaters. I get it, but they still have shown a lot of different games this year that they're kind of for real. Am I weird about this, Miles, or what's happening here?
That's a good qualifier right there. Kinda for real. Because we don't know that for sure.
I know.
Again, 2014 is still calling. They want their division standings back from the AFC. I'll say this for one: if the Chiefs lose this game, they will not win the AFC West this year. It is make or break for them to win the division. The last time, I think
Broncos
Christ
will be
was on
9-2.
earth the last time Chiefs. That brings something for Kansas City. They should be favored on the road? Absolutely not. I think that's the audacity of that. And with all that being said, guess what? The Kansas City Chiefs win this weekend. So fine.
All that to say, they're just going to win.
Kansas City's going to find a way
to win.
Because
Super Bowl.
until further notice, the Chiefs win crap like this. We know it. I know it. You know it. We all know it. Believe me. The Chiefs find a way to win this, but Vegas is
what
happening? It's happened. Just embrace it. It's the inevitable. The Chiefs win this and then find a way to win the division until further notice. Until the Chiefs officially are not AFC West champs, I don't believe it otherwise. It's just never going to end as long as P. Reed Mahomes is your crackerjack quarterback or half cracker quarterback.
Patrick Mahomes. Vegas still has the Chiefs as the Super Bowl favorites, man. It's insane to me, but that's where we're at. As long as they have Taylor Swift, they are the Super Bowl favorites.
Because the NFL's a toss-up right now. Truth be told,
so
there's
the Chargers,
no one completely dominant.
The Chargers are about to go 8-3. The Chargers are about to be 8-3. We assume they beat the Jagoffs, and then the Broncos would be 9-2, and the Chiefs would be 5-5 if the Chiefs don't win. And so that's why, and I think Vegas knows that. Not the Vegas Raiders, but the Vegas bettors. I feel like they just know something.
Anyone's better than the Raiders. I love how you said bettors, the Vegas bettors, because anyone's better than the Raiders.
Yeah,
Bellevue Steelers are better than the Raiders. Bellevue Steelers are the Pee-wees down the street. They're much better than the Las Vegas Raiders. The Vegas Raiders are so bad, I still want to keep calling them Oakland. Just forgettable. Forgettable.
Yeah. We won't even talk about the Raiders. That's even for our Monday show, and we still will find a way to not talk about that game that's happening later that evening. But the game, and speaking of evening, that's juicy. Eagles-Lions. Eagles expected to win by less than a field goal. I don't know which Eagles team we're going to get, but I feel like I do know what Lions team we're going to get. They're going to score, and then they're going to score, and then when they get the ball again, they're probably going to score, and then they'll probably figure out how they're going to score, and they'll score about 40 points. I don't care who they're playing right now. I just feel like they can get it whenever they want it. And now Dan Campbell's calling the plays. He's going to be even more aggressive. I just think that the Lions win this, and they have a chance to win it by double digits. Miles, what do you think?
No, that is some intestinal fortitude out of you. I agree they can score 40 points, but I don't know that they don't give up 38. I think that the Lions do win this game, but I think Philly's going to fight. I think they find a way. But what did the Lions defense do in big games like this? In big games over the last few years, they give up a century and a half.
They do.
They do. And I don't disagree that the Lions win this game, but I think that the offense balls out and the defense shutters. I think we've seen this film over and over again. It just comes down to who has the ball last, and that is so stereotypical. But what has the Lions team been? Since they've been good, they've been a stereotype, and that's okay considering what Detroit's been for the last 100 some odd years, it seems. As long as Detroit can just score more than the other team, well, god damn it, that's what you're supposed to do. Well, fuck me naked.
Thanks, John Madden. Thanks, John.
What
Over to
it
TI.
Yeah, Detroit does find a way to win this close.
Yes. All right, TI, you're done booming. Give us your take.
I agree. Boom. I agree
He's not done.
that the Eagles could put up a shit ton of points in this game because of the fact that the Eagles put up no points last week. And the Lions defense does disappear on big time games. So it could definitely be a shootout. I'm sure the NFL script writers have already penciled in, hey, we need a 41-38 finish. We need Dan Campbell having the ball at the 50 with a 4th and 5 with a minute left in the game, and for him to go for it so they can get in field goal range and win it, with
and there's a false start penalty, so now it's 4th and 10, and they still go for it.
Jeremy Bates. I don't know what their kicker's name is. His last name's Bates, but he'll probably be the one who gets the win.
It ain't Jesse.
No, it ain't Jesse, but I think it's Jeremy. I don't know. It could be wrong. Jason Bates, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, his first name starts with a J. I remember that, but he's a good kicker.
I believe it's Mo.
They've got a great.
It's Mo.
It's Jason
motel,
Bateman. That's
so
right.
It's Bates, motel. Bates Motel.
Yeah. So I want to say the Eagles are going to win just because obviously I need Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith to have a good game for me to win my fantasy. But on the flip side, the guy I'm playing has Jalen Hurts in another league. So either way, I'm screwed.
I hate that. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I did pick up Jake Elliott to start against him so I could shave a point off of each touchdown in that game. That's a little gamemanship I like to do. But I kind of agree with Miles. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I like Detroit to probably win, although I wouldn't be surprised if Philly just balls out because they've just been playing under par lately. So I'm hoping for a good game at least because we deserve it after watching that Packers-Eagles game.
Good Lord.
God, man.
Oh, yeah.
And then having to 3 out of the last Monday night's footballs have been, what was it? We had 2 weeks ago, it was Cowboys, Cardinals, and now we got Cowboys, Raiders 2 weeks later. Like, my God, man, who is scheduling this shit, Nobody wants that.
Well, hopefully no one dies.
Yeah, can we just start introducing flex for Monday nights, and they're like, hey, I know you guys just played Hey, Chargers, I know you guys just played a game on Sunday, but we're going to go ahead and flex you to Monday night, and you're going to get next week's game out of the way,
because the Bears are hot right now, or whatever it is. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, so we'll see. I do hope it's a good game because it makes the Monday episode very fun. Remember, new episodes of Sports 8 Nation come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You're welcome. You're welcome for maybe the best episode you have ever seen. It's episode 150. We made it. This, like I said, by far was our best episode. It's very obvious. Very, very, very good. Very obvious.
Science.
It's
science.
Yes. Follow us wherever you get your social media.
Pretty good.
It's still not over.
We're getting there. I do hear the music coming. It's going. So remember, again, new episodes of Sports 8 Nation come every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Monday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
you would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.